I'm your boy Yohji Casual from thecasual.co, and today we ask, who the hell is Yohji Yamamoto? Let's get it. Born October 4th, 1943, Yohji Yamamoto is widely regarded as the most storied fashion designer in Japanese history, often occupying the same space as his contemporaries Issey Miyake and Rei Kawakubo. Hailing from Tokyo, Yohji grew up in post-war Japan. Having suffered the loss of his father at an early age, Yohji grew up resenting war and the family it tore apart. Yet it was at this time that Yohji took an interest in helping his mother, which became the foundation for his entry into fashion. His mother, a seamstress running a shop in Shinjuku's Kabukicho corridor, was in need of assistance, and Yohji was happy to oblige. In fact, in rare interviews with Yamamoto, he admits gruffly, "I just wanted to do nothing. I just wanted to help my mother." The early struggles of Yohji would thus become the catalyst for his demeanor and his radical approach to design. At a time when Japan was experiencing unprecedented westernization and the female became entirely too feminized for Yamamoto's liking. After graduating with a degree in law from Keio University in 1966, Yamamoto decided that a career in law was not for him. "I didn't want to enter regular society," he states. Instead, he helped his mother in her dress shop and learned from the sewing assistants, and at his mother's request, entered into the prestigious Bunka School of Fashion Design, which, just a few years prior, had just begun letting males into its curriculum. After graduating from Bunka in 1969, Yamamoto was invited to Paris for a year, but it was back in Tokyo that he found critical acclaim. Adding an exceptional avant-garde spirit to his collections, Yamamoto's initial idea was to put women in men's style clothes. Thus, in 1977, he designed coats for women that completely covered and wrapped them, as he says, to protect them, either from the cold or men's prying eyes. Yamamoto primarily designs in black, a color he admits is lazy yet mysterious, but ultimately it says, "I don't mess with you, you don't mess with me." But it was Yohji's proficiency in drape and silhouette that garnered him the title of being arguably the greatest fashion designer of our generation. Typically using voluminous pieces and drape to create an indistinguishable movement in his pieces, Yohji's collections are distinctly Japanese traditionally inspired, yet done with such precision that people around the world are drawn to its aesthetic. This admiration eventually turned into success and eventual sales. In 1981, Yohji returned to Paris, and in 1982, he presented his first collection of ready-to-wear women's and men's named after his initials, Y's. It was not well received at first by the Parisian elite, but others saw the historical significance of a collection filled with torn clothes reminiscent of refugee rags. This small but influential contingent of the Parisian fashion elite thus dubbed the movement Hiroshima chic, of which Rei Kawakubo, Yohji's contemporary, was also a part of. But this first collection showed a window into Yohji's personal history, his distaste for war, and his resentment towards an establishment that failed him as a younger man. Yet this anger, this fervor, this creative energy that emanated from Yohji Yamamoto helped him succeed in changing fashion forever, and better yet, expanding it. Thus, in 1984, we saw the Yohji Yamamoto namesake collection for men's unveiled. 85, Aoyama Superposition, his boutique, opened in Japan. 86 in London. 87 in New York. And during this time, the Yohji Yamamoto Inc. was established. And by 2007, Yohji's collections were seen globally, racking in $100 million a year. The company hit a bit of a snag in 2009 due to poor decisions by managers that led the company into debt for about $65 million. Yet, after restructuring, the company was out of debt by 2010. Yohji has worked with countless contemporaries in fashion and entertainment, has won countless awards for his skills, and his works continue to draw eyes from around the world. His labels include his namesake brand, Yohji Yamamoto, Y, Psy, Pour Homme, Regulation Y3, a collaborative effort with Adidas, and his most current street fashion offerings in Ground Y, among others. He's worked with artists from Tina Turner to Sir Elton John to A$AP Rocky, and he is venerated here in his home of Japan as a living legend. His entire style and method of design has been such an influence in Japanese fashion that nearly every style uses elements of his draping, flowing silhouettes across different lifestyles in mediums. The fusion of Yamamoto's style with the current styles of today is largely what makes Japanese fashion unique and have that special something that onlookers can't quite put their finger on. Androgynous styles themselves reign in Japan and have been for years, thanks in large part to Yohji Yamamoto.
Yohji Yamamoto is a fashion design legend. Known for his mannish tailoring and a strictly monochromatic color palette, Yamamoto first hit the international fashion scene in 1981 when he brought his revolutionary design aesthetic to Paris from his native Japan, creating a fashion earthquake and quickly cultivating a global cult following. But while his high fashion approach speaks to the fashion forward, Yamamoto's Y3 collaboration with Adidas pioneered the idea of the fashion meets athletic wear collaboration, creating an altogether new product category that reaches a much broader consumer base.
く咲くのはケシの花白く咲くのはユリの花どう咲きゃいいのさこの私夢は夜開く15、16、17と私の人生暗かった過去はどんなに暗くとも夢は夜開く昨日今日と見